Hi there. My name is Stephanie Ferris, and this is for the MBA 636 Marketing Research Program. And our instructor is Dr. Connie Warner. And the research project that we are doing, it's the Star City BMX Marketing Research Plan. So that's what I'm going to deliver to you tonight. I tried to get this streaming from my TV, from my laptop to my TV, and I just could not get it to work. So I'm going to be showing you from my laptop, so I'm going to switch it around. Okay, so basically what the plan is about is we want to get more riders and more bicycle riders, BMX riders to the Lincoln track. And this is in Lincoln, Nebraska, and USA BMX is the sanctioning body of all BMX tracks, and so Star City BMX had asked us, USA BMX, to kind of research and figure out what it is that we need to do, or what Star City needs to do to increase their rider count. And so we've kind of enhanced a plan, and we've gone through and done our research, and hopefully this presentation will help you further your studies and be able to gain your rider count in the future. Basically what we had, our goal, I guess, is to figure out who the true demographic of BMX bicycle motocross is, and figure out the target market and increase that rider count from that target market, and just kind of get the word out that way. And the second thing that we want to do is evaluate how best to promote it once we've figured out the target market. Our primary current promotions that we are running right now is through a local radio station, KFRX, and every commercial break, I guess, they will broadcast a commercial for Star City BMX. And another huge sponsor that we have is a local bike shop called CycleWorks, and they just promote the sport of BMX and the track in Lincoln, Star City BMX. So those are kind of our two primary sponsors that we currently work with. We just need to gain more exposure and figure out how best to do that. So the first thing that we kind of did is we did a depth study and depth interview with track operators around the country. So we took some of the tracks that had the biggest rider counts and just asked them questions about how they get the word out and how they keep their riders coming back. Basically, what they came back with was they have a big population, so that really helps them out. So the thing for us that we need to do is we need to keep people happy, keep them coming back. Our goal is to provide Star City with an understanding, basically, of the demographic, as well as the difference in rider counts between the tracks in Nebraska. So I guess the tracks around the country helped us figure out that we need to figure out the source between our track in Lincoln versus the tracks in in Kearney and Omaha. So once we figure out, how does Omaha get their riders, how does Kearney get their riders, and how does Lincoln get their riders, then it will help us grow our population even more. The trends will definitely help in promoting the track as well as promoting for other tracks in Nebraska, because we want to keep our rider count for Nebraska high, so that will definitely help. The first thing after we did the depth interviews, we surveyed the current riders at Star City BMX. We sent them emails and asked them to complete a survey, asking all sorts of questions ranging from how they found out about BMX, their age, their gender, if they're currently in school, their household income, and the biggest thing that we want to find out is how they found out about us, or how they found out about Star City BMX. What we found here on the executive summary that I have listed here, the typical rider, I'm going to put in quotes, there isn't really a typical rider, but the typical rider that we found from the survey that we did 152 responded from the 200 that we sent an email to. From that survey, we found 66% were male, 40% were between the age of 19 and 30, which was a pretty big chunk of where our writers lie, and they have a comfortable household income. 70% were with an annual household income greater than $75,000. So that's including mom, dad. Some kids live with their parents, so that includes that as well. And most writers of Star City are currently in school, and that's only important because we want to know what their outside life is like, and who they have contact with, and who they can socialize with, and that kind of also gives us a better age range as well. The 168 of those 200, we did have a few more than 152 respond. They just didn't really respond to anything else in the survey. But they visited Star City in the past 30 days. And races happen once a week. So we want to know how many times in that month. If they came 4 times in that month, or if they came once or twice. We want to know why they didn't come the full time. As well as 36% from that population have raced at least 4 times in the last 6 months. So they're continually coming back. We want to raise that population. We want to raise that percentage. That's our goal. And the simple word of mouth is how they learned about Star City. So that's huge for us. We need to figure out where people are going so they can keep contacting and getting in touch with these people. Facebook was the next top tier, and even after that, it was just driving by the track. So simple, just, they see the track and they want to see what it's all about. Part of our results and finding is that was part of the last point there in the executive summary. It's mostly from word of mouth, and that's what I mean by friend there. Facebook came next. Someone from the track if you just talk to someone, that kind of goes along with word of mouth. Drove by the track, and an advertisement, meaning that radio promotion that they heard or flyers that they saw around town. And then other people just said other. So our basic thing that we're finding here is word of mouth. So that's huge here. So the conclusion of all of this survey and the depth interviews is that we need to focus on the middle-aged writers with greater social needs. So meaning social media, they have access to this, so we need to utilize Facebook for sure. The higher end neighborhoods, we're finding that people with higher incomes are getting on board with this. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they need to have a higher income. It just means that if you're wanting to race more around the country, the race fees are higher, and so, if you want to continue that route, then they have a higher income. If you want to just race locally, then you'll probably just, most of the time, just have a medium income, which is totally fine, but we found that most people want to travel around the country, and those are the people that we want to talk to as well. We want to deliver the highest quality experience possible. So if we can get people to keep coming back, having positive feedback, and deliver that feedback to other people, that would be the most ideal. We've also found that other tracks keeping a log of how the writer found out, just as they keep signing up. So then we wouldn't have to keep taking surveys and finding this out. Then we can just keep going along. And once they've signed up, we can ask how they've learned about us and just go from there and use our research from there. We've also found that a newsletter or brochure would be helpful for newcomers because they will, have more information about the sport, and it's something that they can also give their friends. So all of these things are helping in raising awareness, first of all, for BMX, and also the rider count. And that's what we want to do. We want to market the sport of BMX, and I think we're on the right track in doing so. So, thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope you learned a little bit about BMX and about most of the people that are interested in it. And let me know if you have any questions. Please email me if you do. But thank you for your time.